on no snare.
Hi, everybody, this is Trend Kill Radio, a rock news show about all things rock except for when it's not, brought to you by the Foundry Concert Club right here in Cleveland, Ohio. I am your sleepy host, Sean Ryan.
And I am a very tired boy named Coley Colgate. Good to be here.
Quick story and breaking news, Alex Varkatzas, the screamer from Atreyu, has exited the band. The longtime screamer since 1998 is no more. Not like he's dead or anything, but like he's just not in the band. No, he left.
Yeah.
Well, we think he left.
Or what? The headline is that he's parted ways with the band, or the band has parted ways with him, is actually how I read it. I don't know if it's a mutual thing, or if they kicked him out, or if he's decided to leave of his own accord. The details aren't really out yet. All that we know is that he is no longer in the band, and we can leave that open to speculation. You can make assumptions. Maybe they're trying to get ahead of something before it really hits the internet. Maybe creative differences. Maybe he's got the COVID. Who knows? It could be anything.
You quit your longtime band for 22 years because you got COVID?
Why not, dude? Weird things have happened, man.
You jackass. Yeah, I know the details are sparse. There are barely any sites talking about it, really. We've heard it from Lamb Goat and Metal Sucks, which they got it from Lamb Goat, and you're seeing it right here. I don't really know what to make of it, except my only theory, last year they were supposed to do a European tour in May, and Alex had to stay home for a while because he had an aggravated L5 disc and a hernia. And take it from me, I am 6'3", so is my dad. My brother's 6'8". We are tall people. I don't know how tall this guy is, but back problems are fucking real, dude. And they are excruciating at times. Luckily, I never played sports, so I didn't fuck mine up like my brother. But,
Right.
you know, it's not fun, even just back soreness, and I even have a ghost bed.
Yeah, I mean, that could be a contributing factor. Maybe his health is taking a turn, but he's still a relatively young guy. So, I mean, I can't see it, ailing him so much that he can't work right now. It's not like they're touring. They're not touring. So it's kind of a weird thing. I don't know if they're working on a record. Even quiet, so.
Earlier this year, I think in February, before all this fucking madness occurred, they were talking about working on a new album, the follow-up to In Our Wake from 2018. I've recently just kind of gotten into Atreyu. We've reported on them and their random stories throughout the 3.5 years that we've done this show. And I finally gotten around to listening to them. And, I saw them. I probably told you, Coley, back in the day, my cousin went to school in California with Brandon Sallers. Excuse me if I'm not saying that right. When they came to Cleveland, we happened to go see them at 3 p.m. on a Saturday, and the group of 5 of us were of 11 people. It was their, they were touring off Suicide Notes and Butterfly Kisses, and you know what, at that time, no one fucking knew who they were, and I remember, me being such a huge Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses fan, hearing this and just going
what is this? Right, yeah, they were...
What is this noise?
They were a little ahead of the curve with their sound. Metalcore wasn't really prevalent then, as it came to be years later, but at that time they were still fairly unique, so I could understand that perspective going in, never hearing that before, for sure.
You can't forget that in 2018 they made headlines for saying that we invented metalcore.
Atreyu said that. That's
Atreyu
right, I
said
remember that story. I think my opinion on that was that they didn't, but they were definitely there in the beginning.
They said, quote, people get confused and say you're a metalcore band, but we invented metalcore. That may sound cocky, but I don't care. We predate Poison the Well and Killswitch Engage and all those bands. I have been doing this since I was literally 12 years old, so throughout that, I still don't know where we fit, and I think our fans know that. This is a place to be you. This is our driving force and heartbeat. This is the place to go to express ourselves. I think our fan base and the people who like our band like that too. They like music, and we play music. End quote.
That's a fair quote. I still wouldn't say that they invented it. I mean, they definitely innovated a lot of it. They definitely did it before it was the norm, which it did become for a long time there. But I wouldn't say they invented it. But they definitely... Maybe they hold some patents. I'll say they hold some patents.
We'll give them the old Thomas Edison treatment, kind of ripping things off from other people, but just making it better, Sorry, Nikolai Tesla. I know you're out there watching, buddy.
So this guy, he's on his way out. That's kind of interesting because they have 2 singers. I mean, they have him,
the drummer, Brandon,
screaming, and then the drummer does backing vocals and cleans the harmonies and things. Their best songs are their heavy songs. Their last couple records have been more, I guess we'll call it rock driven, less screamo or metalcore driven. So I guess maybe it's just a creative difference. Maybe he doesn't fit in the band anymore.
Well, you know what I noticed? I was looking up live videos of when they were playing their most recent album, and I noticed that like the Time Is Now, one of their like their big tracks off that album, they're one of their first singles, their biggest single off that last album. Alex, he wasn't really doing much. It was the drummer playing and singing, and when Alex had to bounce out for that European tour, you know, the drummer was just like, oh, I can just do all these parts, don't worry about it. At the time, like, I was just like, oh, how the fuck is he gonna do that? Like I was saying, like, I just got into Atreyu. I didn't know he's like the primary singer now. I always thought that was Alex doing the singing and screaming and
No.
But like he's just purely a screamer, and then in their live performances, he's not even Alex isn't even doing like backing stuff. It's the drummer singing like the whole fucking time.
Yeah. And so that kind of lends some credence to maybe he just doesn't have a place in the band anymore. His time has come. Maybe the writing's on the wall. He sees that, hey, I'm not contributing in any way, and he's just bowing out. Maybe that's what it is. Or it could come down to money. It could come down to a deal and the label saying, hey, look, we don't really need this guy. We don't want to pay this guy. It could be a number of things. I don't think you're going to hear a story breaking here in the next couple days or weeks of any sort of misconduct or anything like that.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I've never heard any sort of shitty like allegations.
I've always heard nice things about that guy.
Yeah, I've always heard nice things. So I don't think that's the case here, even though with the lack of clarity on why this is happening, it's easy to think that. I think it's going to come down to more of a scenario where he just doesn't have a place in the band anymore.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, that's the article was very short, and we milked it for all it's worth. So hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, and that is all that we have for this week's episode of Trendkill Radio. Thank you guys so much for watching. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and obviously subscribe on YouTube. Hit the notifications, and make sure you go check out Trendkill Quickies from the girls. Go like their Facebook page too. And that is all we have. I'm Sean Ryan.
I'm Foley Colgate.
And this is Trendkill Radio.
I ain't farting on no snare drum.